Okay, and welcome back to Beekeeping Basics with Danny. So, today we're going to go on our 7th day inspection on hive number 2. This is the hive that we didn't get to see our queen in last time around. So, we also added the supers on it. So we're going to have a little look today. Let's get my, and we're going to see how we're doing, and also whether they've approached into the supers or not. While we've got a lot of ants in there, we'll shake them bees off of there, and we're trying to get rid of them ants. Off of that crown board. So the bees have ventured up here, that's good. So they are working on some of these. Well, I think, to be honest with you, this was, they've drawn that out. Look, this top one was just foundation like this. So they're coming up here and they're drawing that foundation up, which is really good for me. So that's a good sign straight away. Nice clean hive tool for this particular hive. We're going to pull this one off for the minute. Ooh, it seems to be stuck. So we're going to pull this one off, put it in there. We did add the queen excluder, so, and again already we've cleaned that off. They've got a habit of wanting to join this comb up. I don't know why they want to keep doing that, but we'll get rid of that whilst we can. We don't want that all joined up like so. So definitely needed the room, so they're all up here working on that side. Well, I'm not going to upset them. What we are going to do though is move this aside off the queen excluder. We're going to put that on top of the other with the crown board. Keep that as is. Now this is where we need to be doing our inspections. We are on a double brood on this one, so let's see how we go with any swarm cells or anything like that. Hopefully there's not. I've got some brood frames with me. Just shake them off of there, because what I want to do is give this a clean up. Again, get all that back off of there. I don't want them blocking any holes up. So we'll start with, let's get that in there. And again, taking things easy. Now it is pretty gunked up still. We didn't get round to doing all of this last time. What we'll do is we'll give them a smoke. Smoke them down, and then we can still do the remaining cleaning up that we can. Still very gunky. I'm gonna get this off of here. as we don't want that on there, to be honest with you. So off we go with that. And anything else. Okay, so let's get in with our first frame of the day. Trying to be very gentle pulling this one out. Now I do remember some of these were thick with honey, so I'm gonna see what I can do. Now this time I do want to find the queen, so I've got to keep my eyes open, peeled a whole lot more. So we have some drone brood on that outside. We're going to have a proper look, because maybe what had happened was the spot had come off that queen and we couldn't see her because we was looking for a spotted queen. You just don't know. It is around about 20 degrees today, so as much as I don't want to put this drone brood one here, I've not got a great deal of choice. It is warm and the bees are still on it, so same again there. Having a good check about. Brooding all stages by the looks of it, and again we're keeping an eye out for the queen, see if we can actually see her this time. I know she's in here because there is larvae there. It's actually 12 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's a real nice time of day to start with this. You get a lot of foragers out now. I'm going to remove that. It was a play cup, did have some drone on it, but nevertheless, just seeing if we can spot this queen this time. She's certainly not on there as far as I can see. But what I do want to try and do this time is get all of this out whilst I'm got it open. Try and give it a bit of a clean up where I couldn't get to it all last time. It just helps matters. And as you can see, they're very busy. Queen's very busy. It'd be nice to come across some stalls so I could get a nice frame of foundation in here, an empty frame of foundation. Still no sign of the queen. They are starting to make play cups, which is slightly concerning. That is a telltale sign that they're going to want to swarm. I can't remember if this queen had a blue or green dot on her without going through my notes. At the moment, there's no sign of her, so we'll keep persevering through. just to make it a bit more manageable. Lots of larvae, nice and white. Again, still no sign of the queen. Lots of different colour pollen in there. You know, it's looking good. I'm having a real good check around this time. Now it's a bit more manageable to deal with, not all just stuck together. On the side of that hive. Again, having a good look around. Giving it a good check. Still no signs of the queens on any of this. We won't stress too much about it. I don't want to waste too much time. And again, no signs of the queen. She might well just be down in that bottom box. I'm guessing that she is. We'll get this back together. Oh, that's a heavy one. Lots of fuzzy drone walking around, so they've just newly emerged. Up there's our queen with the blue spot right there, so that's good, we've seen her this time. What I do want to do is just remove that. So she's there. We're going to place this back into the hive, nice and gently, and hope that she stays up here whilst we investigate the bottom box. Again, just offloading this out of here. Oh. And that's heavy with stools. We're filling that up in there. And what I may well do is, if this is stools here, take this out. I've got a feeling this one is, and it's very stuck to something. Already they're sealing this back up within a week. Yeah, so this is just stools on here. So I'm going to try and shake these bees off. And what I'm going to do, I didn't bring my horse brush with me, which is a little bit annoying because I need to get these bees off of here. Because I want to put a didn't bring my my brush out. Still not, you know, got myself sorted out yet. It's just very frustrating because I took a lot of stuff in the garage. It's not until I come out here. So I'll show you what I'm going to do just to help matters out. I'm going to introduce a nice frame I've already drawn out. They'll clean that up, the bees will. I'm going to put that in there. We're going to shift these along a bit awkward because everything's still got so much propolis on it, and it does make life such hard work when you're within this hive. Got it inside the wall. I'm going to lose that both sides. It's very sticky, it really is. It sticks to your gloves and everything. It's almost like what you need to do on a first inspection is come out of a whole new brew box and offload all this into a new brew box so you can really give this a good clean up. It really is. So what we're going to do, I'm going to move the stalls over. Remember that the queen was on one of these, so we do now have to be careful. We don't want to go trapping her, squashing her. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this one into here, like so, and we're going to move all these back across. Pretty much back into their original spot that I just pulled them out of. Literally on a hope that we can now, if we smoke these out of here, we can get that back in, not too much drama. Let's get that off. Just lose all of this that we've got going on the sides here, and then see if we can place this back in here. Should have shook them bees out. I'm just placing that into there, like so. So that's the top box done. If we now get our queen excluder cleaned off, so we're kind of in the order that we want to be in. Let's get them smoked down on there so we don't trap any. That on there like so, and then we'll offload this onto there. Now this is going to be weighty because we don't want our queen moving down. It's exactly what we don't want. Getting the lid back on, it helps keep the heat and, you know, everything else in there. We can now have a go. Oh, everything's so stuck still. And we do have to remember that the queen could be down in here. She could have moved down. Then we'll have a go again. Okay, so again, it's just stalls in there, and the bees have got space, then it does minimise any swarming factors. We've got a lot of stalls in here that, you know, we don't really want. So what I'm going to do again is I really need to go and get my brush, so I will pop and get that before I get this hive back together. Again, and what we're going to do is get this off down here. Then we're going to check about, because what we don't want these bees to do is fill this. I want the queen down here now, really. Seems like they're happy to fill this with stalls, and that's what we don't want. So we've got some cap brood going on that one, both sides. Just nice to see. So she has been busy. And again, lots of cat brood. And this is what I'm saying, she needs room to obviously keep banging them eggs out. So we know 3 and 4 are good with the brood. Get that off before I forget. So what I'm just get this off, because again that has the interferes with the bee space. Again, lots of brood on there. Checking around the bottoms. If you're likely to see swarm cells, you're going to see them around the bottoms. So we won't mess around with that too much. And you pretty much know the ones with brood on them because they're a lot lighter. So again, lots of brood on there, cat brood. She's really been going for it on these, look, as you can see. Let's do it again before I get it in there. It's easier to do it out than it is in. There was just seen a clay cup there. Just checking all the larvae, all the white larvae that we can see. Just making sure it's nice and white. Lots of pollen stalls in there. keeping a good check on it all. Any swarm cells or anything like that. Again, that just feels like stools and lots of pollen stored on there, so I'm going to leave that one in situ. But what we will do is remove that. So I'm going to put that one back in there. Gloves keep getting caught. I'm going to offload this out of here so we can get now. We're going to smoke them down a bit so we can manhandle them a bit better. Just so we can just move these into their desired place now. Just getting this propolis out wherever we can. So let's get into here. I'm going to get 2 of these out of there. We're going to also give these a bit of a clean. What I may do there actually is change that one. It's a bit dark, that one. We're going to get that in to there. So that's placed in the middle. And put that there. And then we're going to get another one out. Again, these have just been stored over winter. It's just ones that have been spun out. Ready for a day like today. We get to get that back into there. And then that's that taken care of. And what we will do is just get these off of this. So I'm going to have to get my brush. There's no two ways about it. I'm going to put this back together because we don't want bees in the box here. Okay, so we're back with the brush. Nice brand new brush. It's just so we can get these off of here a lot easier, because this is going to go into the box, which we can use in a later date. So we do have a bee on there. I'm going to try and get this in upright. As it came out of the hive. And the same with this one. Getting off as many bees as we can. And we will use this. The bees are bringing in nectar and pollen, and they've got a lot of stalls in here, double brood. So I think at the moment the queen needs more laying room than super, because it makes it a lot easier to change it round than it does with brood boxes. So what we're going to do now, smoke these down. So we go 1, 2, up we go, back in place, getting it all lined up nicely, making sure no bees are trapped. And then what we're going to do is we're going to smoke them down. We're also going to make sure that our queen is not fumbling around on there. She's not. And then what we'll do is we can get that queen excluder on. And the trouble with this queen excluder, it sits so flat. If you don't get the bees down in there, like this one here, then they just get trapped and really do get stuck. Because say, we now get this back together how we had it. I think what I'm going to do now is lose the insulation board now. Don't want that on there. Give that a bit of a clean up, because that might be attracting the ants. Don't know. Probably old fondant, look. And there we have it. Okay, so that's the hive tool we've just used. This is the hive tool we're going to use. So there's what we do. So we'll just try and eliminate the spread of any disease, because you don't want to be doing stuff like that. You really don't. So again, we will lose this off of here now, this insulation board. Okay, right. So then, again, we're just having a little look of how things are. So it's, as you can see, that insulation board is making this board with the hot weather a little bit damp, so we don't want a damp board. So they're up here. Very busy up here. That's what we want to see. So I'm going to place that in there. I'm also very busy on this one here. I don't know why that shifted over there like that. Keep that space. Get that off. So we don't want stuff like that. They're also busy in there, so that is good. Putting this back together over here with the crown board on there, keeping them all in there. So just gonna shake the bees off of that, because again, look, we will clean that off once we'll do that now, because I'm going to want to use this in a minute when I start moving these about. of a frame holder in there like so. So again, being mindful. What we could do with that one is take that one up into our other supers and get a drawn comb one down into there, make it not so tight, getting this comb off the walls again. Again, let's give this a clean out while we're doing it. Didn't get round to doing it when we've done our first inspections. Doing this drawn comb, we do have to be careful of our queen again, potentially around. Propolis out of this one as well, all manageable. We're just keeping an eye out for the queen, and we're going to clean some of this off ready into so the cap brood on there, it's merged. But we do have some play cups kicking around on the bottoms of these. Nice proportion of cap brood on there. Just keeping an eye on our bees. Certainly making a lot of play cups, so not seen the queen as yet. I'm going to take them down just for the time being. Just keeping an eye out, making sure again, no sightings of the queen. Lots of cap brood on there. Just free up some room in here. Again, like with that one, making sure that the queen certainly isn't on it when we do it. Because we don't want the queen trapped upstairs. Okay, so what we're going to do for the minute is we're going to have a little swap around. So I'm going to put that into there. I'm going to close that up. lot of nectar in that onto that one. I'm going to introduce this one into here. And we're going to put these into here. Just having another check that queen's not on there. That one and that one. Double checking. I'm just gonna have I've cleaned them up nicely, but yeah, I think we'll just roll with that now. We're going to offload this onto there. I'm going to put that onto there. And we're going to have a look on here. So, again, getting this comb off of here. Just offloading it. Trying to be careful, because the queen has been laying on these outside ones. She could well be round and about on here. Building lots of comb down the bottom there. I think I'm going to take that away. Otherwise it'd just get out of hand. Again, this is just a telltale sign that they want some more space. I can't see the queen on this. So I will get that back into there like so. I've got to be careful with this one because I remember this from last time. It's kind of only hanging at the top and not the sides. And that's full of cat brood on there. Literally full up. I'm just seeing if I could see the queen on this. Got to keep it flat down. Again, just giving it clean off where possible. Got some nectar going in there. Hopefully that's the nectar that's been brought in. Bees will then move that upstairs. That's kind of what they do. The worker bees bring that nectar in, place it where they can, and then worker bees will then take it upstairs, potentially to the honey super or wherever it's required. Just having a look. That's absolutely wall to wall cat brood, that one. Wall to wall. No sign of the queen on there. If you look at that, it's amazing. Again, being careful with the weight of it. There's lots Lots of larvae in that one. That was one of the ones I emptied, I do believe, last week. Shifted ones about. The queen's not on there neither. Don't come across this queen. Potentially. Again, another one, wall to wall with cat brood, as you can see. And again, remove that from there. Again, no sign of the queen on that neither, so it does amaze me sometimes how you just generally do miss her. Oh, there she is. There's our queen there. She's having a good look around. Looking in places where she can potentially lay her eggs. Just barging her way around. See if she drops one in somewhere. I'll put her back in there where we know she is. So we know she's the third one in. Right, what I'm going to do with this one is I may swap this one over for an empty in there. Along with that one there, so let's see what we've got in here. We've got one. One, two. So I'm going to introduce them into here. I'm going to keep this starting back this way. Just checkerboarding them. I'm going to put that into there. Sure that this was just, oh no, it did have it has got brood on that, so okay, that changes it around a bit. We shift these all along. so sure whether this, yeah, that had brood on it as well. So okay, we can only really do one for the minute. I'm going to have to put this one back in the box, or put it in the box in replace of what we had. So just getting rid of them bees off of there. Now this is where it gets slightly annoying because it is still working. Smoke these down and away from this edge. So that goes onto there like so. Try my hardest not to trap any bees in there. Just this last bit of smoke. Just so I can get the queen excluder back on there. Now we can just get this all back together. I'm going to introduce the insulation board now. I think we'll leave that out. And there we have it. Okay, so that's our second inspection done of the year. So we started off doing this one and this one and two. It was a bit obviously hectic as the first time, as we all know. It was very sticky, this, that and the rest. And then the other day I went into that one, which we always knew is not as dense as these two, but fingers crossed, everything's gone okay. We've given them the two supers. They certainly needed them. As you can see, there's a lot of bees in them two supers on each of them already, and they're bringing nectar and stuff in there. So they've been making a few play cups. We'll keep an eye on the play cup situation. We just grab this one here. We will keep. So at the moment, you know, there's no sign of a swarm, but you know, they've got the room they need. We've given them a few, shuffled the frames around a little bit, just to try and give that queen a bit more laying room before some more brood comes out and she's got a bit more space. So we're keeping an eye on that. They're certainly laying really well. There's lots of bees about. Keep an eye on the supers. And in 7 days' time we'll come. Hopefully the weather's okay again. In 7 days' time we'll go again and see what we come across. Yeah, they've done that one yesterday, so yeah, we could do them all again in 7 days. So yeah, everything's going as planned and as needs to be at the moment. So thanks for watching. If you've just picked this up, you can see my other videos throughout the year, the last 2 years rather, when I first started beekeeping. But until next time, ciao for now.